So, hello viewers, this week we are at Tsukuba circuit with GR86 and I am happy to tell that I made a race win this week. But it doesn't comes with free. I made lots of incidents as well as the others crashing into me as well. It was a wet race. I didn't practice for the wet race, but somehow I managed to do it. And it's a mix of dry and wet conditions, which you need to strategically play which tire you need to choose upon. So yeah, I did 3 races. Feel free to enjoy and watch it. So here we are at the first race. It's actually a wet race and it is also my first wet race, which is something I should be very careful right now. I don't want to slam onto the brakes and get overdriven or off the track limits I should hit here. And I'm in the midfield actually. As the lights go out, I always wanted to take the inside line here. I slam into the brakes here. There is no trial braking upgrade for me. As you could see, the carnation folds. This literally feels like the car is like a ship actually. We are sailing in a ship. That's how it literally feels. But the car is more stable, so it's easier to drive. If it was an M2 or if it was a Mustang X5, I would have already in the walls right now at this stage. You could literally hear the oversteer sound. And also, all I remember at this moment is I don't want to crash into anyone else, and I also don't want to aggressively overtake someone else from the inside line. Basically, I just wanted to, frighten them so that they do the mistakes and I easily get past them. That was my only goal in this session. But I can't get close to them. And also you can see in the rear mirror, the other drivers also closing me from behind. It oversteers a lot here. Possibility of a chance. No. I don't want to get in there, but somehow I rammed into him. It's clearly my fault, but that could have been avoidable. When we are at that moment, when we are at that particular corner, if you could see my telemetry, I was on full on brakes. Especially when I am in a wet race, my braking lines completely disappears. I subconsciously would have trained for the optimal braking points, but in wet race it is much more far away than the usual points. And also this was like I didn't practice on any wet race here in the circuit. I directly went on to the race. I never knew actually it was a wet race. And yeah, that was an easy overtake. He actually slowed it down, so I got the position back. Net 0 position gained or lost till now after the start. That's the other oversteer here. Past the Dunlow corner. I don't want to lift it much, but I can slowly see the cars from my cars front of me is disappearing.
You got a slow car on the right.
After certain laps, the oversteer becomes much more harder.
One, just at the fastest lap.
Maybe the tires are going up, or I'm not sure. Or maybe I am braking too hard. So after a lap, we are the 6th lap. I try everything, but I still can't get close to them. And at this moment, Diego is doing a really good job because he is also chasing the car in front of him, as well as is also in watch of the car behind me, which is I am. And then there's a car goes to the gravel there. I was expecting a crash to happen, but yeah, he's slow anyways, so I got the position as well.
Car on your left.
5th position.
Still there, hold your line. Clear on the left.
And then there's a car going wide there. Pretty bad for him. Fast forwarding few corners after a lap. There's nothing going on here. I just went on chasing them.
Left side. Clear. Car on your left.
And then this car who wants to always jump.
Clear on the left.
And ultimately, he ruins my race here.
You've got wheel damage.
What could you say? It's a typical
You've
crash.
lost the rear wing. Okay, punch it.
And at this moment, my race was almost over. Back to the pits, and I think I'm on the 13th position. I'm not sure, but almost over. Nothing much to gain from here.
You got a slow car on the right.
Yeah. And this is the final lap. And then there is a opportunity in front of me, but ultimately I couldn't catch them. So yeah, checker flag comes in.
There's the flag. It's over. Okay, we'll get.
Yeah, a pretty much worst blow
You
to
go
my
green,
safety
stay
rating.
focused.
And here we are at the second race. Fortunately, I qualified second into this race. I was slowly chasing him.
Pace car is off. Green flag, green flag.
As the lights go out, I was late onto the pedal, so all the other cars behind me got past me. I literally lost 4-5 positions here.
Middle, 3 wide. Still there. Clear on the left, 2 wide. Clear to the new connecting home.
This is a corner where I want to be very safe, because this particular corner is where I make lots of incidents. The tire can slip out really quick here, but fortunately it's a dry race, so I can at least show my potential here. And after a few laps, We are still in chase of this black GR86. He's a bit shaky at certain corners, but still I can't be fast as him. So I patiently chase him and I patiently wait for him to make any mistakes. And he went overdriving. He goes outside lane. I took the inside lane. I took this overtake. And now I'm in chase of the car ahead. Daniel Van Skalvik. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're in fourth position.
So yeah, started second position, and now we are at the fourth position. And after a few laps, I'm still behind him, but I closed the gap much more. Earlier it was somewhere around 3-4 seconds. Now it has reduced to 2 seconds. I mean, sorry, 3 seconds. But now I'm much more closer than him. And then this car goes to the gravel.
Left side. Clear on the left.
I was close to him, but still, this circuit, this Tsukuba circuit, is really close space. You can't actually easily take the overtakes here. So the only chance for me here in this circuit is last or the first corner of the circuit. And as we are heading to the last corner, still I couldn't get the chance to overtake him.
The lead is up 2.085. You're now in third.
Still can't go past him. And this is where I need to be very careful at. But at least I do a good job of making him under the pressure, to feel the pressure, how it feels to be chased. As the last corner comes in, this is my chance to overtake, but
Right side.
that particular corner is not something where I used to brake. So I anticipated of a lift and ride, but it's not the same with the other drivers. As you could see there, he braked it and I was as close to him. I had no other place, but I don't want to crash into him and ruin his race. So I went to the gravel where I can take only 1 incident points rather than the 4 incident points. But yeah, I'm still in this race. That's something, a good news. So now I drop back to the 5th position. And I definitely don't want to make the same mistake right now again. So I have to be very careful right now.
Car right.
Oh,
You just got the white flag. That
oh,
means
he actually went to the pit.
clear.
Then why you have to fight to me? But yeah,
Back in third. Keep hustling.
oh no, steer and a late brake. So ultimately we have to settle with third position. We started second and we are in third. Just not quite bad comparing to the earlier races she had. That poor start has led to us to this point here. If you are slightly better at starts, then we could have improved. Hopefully this brings a good safety rating and an I rating.
Alright, there's the checkered flag.
And this should result in a good high rating change here, as you could see. And now we are in the third race. At this moment, I want to share with you guys, at this moment I lost my controller here. As you could see my camera there. Exactly at the race start, it has gone. So I was completely frustrated and worried that I will lose it, but yeah, I got it, fine moment. So yeah, cached the group.
Car is off, be ready. Green, green, green.
As let's go green, and I again do the same mistake. Let on the pedals, all the other cars overtook me here in this corner.
Car right.
Started second,
3 wide. Right side, 2 wide.
and I'm now in the fourth position.
Clear on the right. Right side. Go on the left.
Almost to the first, but yeah,
Still there, hold your line.
took the inside line.
Clear on the right.
Yeah, heads down and chase the car ahead me. So after a few laps, I'm still in chase of them, but they have grouped it. I haven't.
70 bucks, last session. The car in P3, just set the fastest lap. 1.564.
It feels like they are going to crash it somewhere, but that might not happen. Ultimately, I don't want to rush into any of those movements there. And yes, I closed the gap, but I don't want to jump it in dive bombs, which should sound rubbish, especially in this circuit where you have literally no space to dive bomb it. And my trial braking got really worse. So one thing about Toyota GR86 is it teaches you bad habits in driving. Compare this with the M2 car, you used to brake really careful and safe, but this car is so stable on the corners, you just slam into the brakes and you just turn it in. Oh, they crashed in. That's a free third position. So yeah, that's something bad with this car. This is, in my opinion, GR86 is a good car for, I-rating farming, but it's a really bad car for learning the racing, learning the trial braking and things like that. So if you want to progress more in racing, then M2 would be the good car, M2 or MX5 would be the good car.
You're now in third.
And after a lap, I don't want to be safe here. I don't want to crash into him. This is a really weak corner for me. I always either late brake or I don't brake enough to stop. First position was doable here, but let's see how it goes. And that curb which you saw here actually slightly gives the boost in speed actually. It also helps us in turning the car. It also helps us speed the car. Took the inside line.
Car on your left.
Ah,
Go right. Clear on the left. The next car's the leader.
that's completely on me.
Car behind has gone on.
I could have given him enough space. That's bad, that's really bad. But yeah. Now steer.
You're back in second.
Yeah, that's a pretty much bad incident there. And we are at the final lap and we are at the second position. Net 0 position gained, 0 position lost. So yeah,
Checkered flag, checkered flag.
a nice increase.
About to go green, stay focused.
And then comes the final race. This time I start last on the grid. And as you could see, the first top 7 are splitted just by 10th of a second.
The pace car is off, be ready.
This time
Green, green, green.
I didn't mess up with the start. As you could see, I literally pulled away from the car behind me.
The next car's the leader.
So I gained a position here, second position. But even though I lifted this corner, there is a real possibility of doing a switchback.
Nice and smooth, you're running second.
Because when they brake exactly at the moment, if you are lifting up and reducing the speed much more earlier than the usual, then you can easily do the switchback there. That's a kind of a racing trick in this track I have created, but let's see if it helps.
Car
I
on.
was too close to him, but I managed to avoid the incident. Close to him,
Still there,
got the inside line,
still there. Clear on
did that play which I exactly told you about, got the position back, the first place,
clear on the right. You're in first.
but I lost it out.
Car right.
I braked it a little later,
Clear on the right.
so I had to go wide on the corners. And here I have to be very careful,
Car on your left.
But-
Keep to the right. Still there, hold your line.
I crashed under him.
Go right.
As you could see the frustration. That was not really my intention to crash into him. I want to race clean, but I couldn't control the pedals, which I need the improvement on. I was full on the brakes, if you could see at that moment. But yeah, I don't deserve this victory, but This is what it is. So yeah, I have a tray, but not very well defined. Could have done a really clear overtake and got a good nice improvement here. That's it guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.